Hi everyone. In this lesson, I suggest standardizing the input for our logger. So right now, it's standard, as provided by Winston. Winston has only info and error here. We'll be using exactly those. And right now, in info, we're just passing a message. I want us to pass the following parameters to our logger in the case of info. For example, some log type or tag that would look something like this. So here we have something related to express. So we'll write express here and then our message. And here we have some mistake, but it's also related to express. Or, for example, it might not be called express but app. This is our root kind of thing. And here is logger error. We also write a certain tag app and then error. Thanks to this in the log viewing service, we can somehow sort them by these tags, which is very convenient. That's one thing. Another thing, we may want to disable some of our logs with a certain tag. Therefore, the tag is very useful. And also, as a third argument, I want to be able to pass any kind of array, not an array but an object, with any kind of data. This is needed to pass some additional information. In this case, we don't need it. But, for example, in an email, we do need it. Here we're sending, well, logger info. Similarly, here will be, for example, emails. And here is the title of our message and additional data, some metadata. In logger error, the same situation. We'll also write that this is, let's say, email, that this is also related to something with email. That's our error. And you can even, in principle, pass metadata, here the same way, about the same, like this. The only thing is, we won't have a response here, because maybe we haven't reached it. Good. But at least we can pass these things here too, and know that an error occurred in the email, and the input parameters were like this. This will be very convenient. Basically, it's not complaining at us now, but it will not work as we expect. For it to work as we expect, we need to write our own wrapper over the Winston logger. So we'll do it like this. Now, this will be called not logger, but Winston logger. And also, we will set up our own logger, in which we will wrap the Winston logger. Here's the structure we have. What are we saying here? That we have info. This is some log type. It's a string, and it's mandatory. It should always be. Next, we have a message. It's also a string, and it's mandatory. And we have some metadata, some additional stuff. In Winston, we actually pass the following. Our message itself, log type, we just bind to this object, and also add other meta here. Well, we need to agree that we should never put log type separately in meta because we put it here. That's our standardization. What about the error? Same thing. First log type, then error with type any. This is convenient because error arrives in catch with type unknown. And we need to set either type unknown or type any here, because we don't know what type the error actually has, so let it be any. And also meta, which may or may not be, as indicated by the question mark. And here we do the following. We will install a library for error serialization. It allows, regardless of what threw the error, to bring it to a normal format, get its message, and also separately retrieve the error stack. And accordingly, then in the Winston logger, we pass this error message into the error. If it wasn't found for some reason, the message will be unknown error. Just like in info, we push the log type, add our original error, specify the error stack and output none. Let's install it either for error serialization. We'll install it with the following command. It will be a bit unusual. It's called Serialize Error, but here we specify its specific version with an @ sign. Why do we need this? Well, it's a bit strange, and after this version, it decided to switch to ESM modules and became incompatible with our modules. That's why we use its outdated version. It'll be enough for us. It's not super tricky or anything. The main thing is that it will work for us. While it's installing, we'll import it here. Okay, import. Serialize error. Good. Import it. It's already here for us. Yes, it has some issues with types, but never mind. We'll only need it in this place, so it will be enough here. Okay? Logger updated. Now let's check the types. Where else do we need to update the logger? So, on the back end, PNPMB types. Aha, the cron doesn't match yet. All right, let's address it in cron. Also, note the tag. Well, firstly, we need to transform it now. Here's the error we got, and we store the error message in the logger with cron, then the error itself. Okay, so what's the issue? So maybe TypeScript is acting up. Yes, it's TypeScript acting up. Okay, I just updated the TypeScript server and the error is gone. So, once more PNPMB types. Let's see if we have set the correct tags everywhere. Here cron, here we have, well actually, let it be express. Still, it is related to express. Here we have directly with the application. So, let it be app. Okay, in the email. We mentioned the email here and the email here. Well, good. The only thing you might want to do differently in your project is in a different format. So maybe you'd find it more convenient to pass an object here. Because here, when we read, it's not very obvious that this is a tag and this is a message. The order of these messages might confuse. If you specify it like this, yes, meaning props type, log type, props, log type, and meta, props, meta, then you would have this format. Yes, log type, colon, message, colon. That would work. The entry is longer, but more understandable. So, choose what you prefer. Just set a format that's convenient for you. Well, let's leave this format here where these parameters are passed one by one. All right. Okay, we standardize the input, and in the next lesson, we'll make sure these logs are displayed nicely during development. All right, thanks everyone. Let's move on.